What is up, guys? So, I decided to make this video because this project I've been working on is actually pretty cool in my opinion. I have a lot of old video games, and almost all of them have no cases. So, I'm referring to N64, Super Nintendo, etc., etc. And I hate it whenever the stickers get worn, and so I hate having to flip through them and touch them whenever it's unnecessary and whatnot. So I decided to make my own little template. I basically unfolded a box and kind of made a little design for it. So let's take a look at this as a original Super Nintendo game box. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, not that hard to find in box. Um, and then it's got, the artwork and the little tray inside of it. But in order to get something like this, first of all, you need to look at the material. The material is a sort of cardboard, very thin cardboard. And also, whenever this was unfolded, it was huge. So much bigger than your basic printer paper, which I got right here. So this is really heavy cardstock, and this was a first failed attempt at recreating the box. It came out way too small. But then I finally figured out the proper measurements to make it fit exactly the size of the Super Nintendo cartridge, so it doesn't slide around or anything. I still need to work on the N64 cartridge because it is a little bit smaller than the box, so it does kind of flop around in there. So this failed attempt here may actually be a more appropriate size, and the way you can tell is just hold it up to the front. So it's still even too small for that. So this is just a failed attempt. That is 110 pound paperweight. 110 pound cardstock. It's still pretty not as strong as I'd like it to be. This is like glossy cardboard, so this is obviously going to be a lot better if you can find it in the original packaging, but original packaging can set you back a lot of money. And this was just kind of a way for me to organize it. So here's Ogre Battle, and this is one that I got without the original box, and it's one of my more rare ones, so I decided I wanted to kind of protect it, so it was the first one I made. So as you can see, whenever I open it up, it's right there. I mean, it is the perfect size. I managed to make it perfect for all regular Super Nintendo cartridges. And I'll make a little short video without any speaking or anything. I'll post it as a response to this to show you what you're going to have to do, but I'll explain to you right here. So here's what it looks like put together. You can see inside of it and whatnot. This one is not glued. It doesn't really need glue because, as you can see, these little flaps here, they hook onto the slits you cut right there, so you don't have to do much gluing. You don't have to worry about getting glue on your cartridge. So here's one that is cut out. It's just I haven't folded it yet, so you're basically just going to fold it up at the top, all the flaps, and these flaps are slit. You're going to fold it at all the slits and the little bottom here, and just put it together like a regular little box. If you're familiar with paper craft, then you can do this. It's really simple. Like I said, I need to redesign it for the N64 cartridge, and I'm working on Sega Genesis as well. This is an original Sega Genesis box, official Sega. And I've got, so far, all of my Sega games actually have this box because Sega games are not hard to find with the box. you just maybe have to pay like a little bit more, but I try and get all my games for Sega in the box. Anyway, so what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go to a website called thecoverproject.net, I believe. Let me double check that. Project, yes, thecoverproject.net. And what you're gonna do is you're going to find the game. And this is not designed for this. This is designed for this kind of box. And what you do is you like put it in there and fold it around like that, because they work with a universal box. Anyway, I didn't want to pay for the universal boxes and whatnot, so I do lots of paper craft, and I had a ton of cardstock laying around, and I was like, well, I'll just make a box. So anyway, you can get real fancy with this if you want to. I kind of just copy and paste. So what you'll do is you'll open a 4,000 by 4,000 blank new page in GIMP or Photoshop or whatever you use, and then you will copy and paste the picture that you get from the coverproject.net in there, and you'll rotate it 90 degrees so it's facing up, or you can take the template and rotate it whatever you want to do. I'll post the template as well, and then you'll just kind of pop it in there. You'll have to resize and adjust it and whatnot. And for instance, I just printed out Conker's Bad Fur Day, and my printer kind of messed up down here at the bottom, so I'm going to have to reprint it. But what I did was, here in the middle, that's the side that you're going to see, because the box sits like this, so it sits like that. And one thing I noticed is I've been putting it on the bottom when I should be, see how you see it there, you pull it up and then the bottom looks like this. So I've been putting it on the bottom, and so from now on I'm going to start putting it up here and here in the middle. But so yeah, what you'll want to do is take the middle part, you'll want to cut it, not the paper but the GIMP file. You'll want to cut it so it's its own little file. Control A, all of it, select all of it, and copy it, then revert back to before you cut it so it's the whole picture again. Paste it and readjust the size so that it will fit the entire thing. Now you can see that if you look like really closely, the Rareware symbol kind of got cut off a little bit. I don't really care. You can get real graphical with this if you'd like, but remember that in order to keep the back and the front looking the same, you're going to want this one facing up and this one facing down. So you can see BFD and all and the barcode and all that, it's facing downward just because you fold it, obviously. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. I actually got the template from someone who was I believe making the boxes themselves. I'm not sure. It was from a blog, and I just edited what they were doing and made a blank template. I think that they were doing something similar to making the actual box here, but I just kind of took what they did and changed it. I'm not sure who they are. Unfortunately, my computer's messed up, so I can't check my history. My clock cycles between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and then back to 1 o'clock and back to 2 o'clock, and it just keeps doing that. And so my history, it never saves my history. So I don't know who you are, but you have a pretty good idea, and I'm just taking liberties with it. Anyway, so yeah, you'll just want to fold it, and you don't have to glue it. Like I said, you can glue it. I glued my Star Fox one because the back, I cut it wrong, and so you see here it's not popping out whatsoever. This one came out really well. You'll slide the game inside, and sometimes the game will hit the bottom and pop it out. You want to just, you'll want to make sure that the cut is right, because if for instance the lip is too big, it won't be able to fit in here. So you'll want to make sure you stay perfect with the lines and whatnot. And then once you close it, you'll want to kind of squeeze these ends to push the little flap in between the slice here. You can kind of see it, that little white mark. camera's a little fuzzy. See, like this is what happens whenever you don't pop it in. It just kind of pops out. But anyway, that's a good way to organize your games and keep them from getting dusty and damaged and whatnot. That's it. Like I said, I will post a little video response to this that has the silent video and whatnot of what I do in GIMP and to print it and whatnot. But you can get as fancy as you want. You can be as simple as you want. You can just copy and paste it and not care how it looks. But the bottom half, so for instance here in Donkey Kong, I did not fix it. You'll want to keep it here with the flap. I did not, and so you're going to get part of this Super Nintendo Entertainment System whenever you fold it over. So yeah, it's mostly just to protect them and make them look kind of nice on your shelf, because you won't have to. You can actually stack them like this and not have to stack them like this and just flip through each one. Especially with N64. I will be working on an N64, Sega Genesis, NES. NES's might be hard because they're a little bit bigger. But I'll be working on those, attempting to make boxes that are the perfect size. I like them to fit snugly. So whenever I get around to that, I will post that. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Just that little thing. It should also work with Game Boy Advance, but Game Boy Advance might need something like a insert, sort of like how the cartridge here has the big white insert to keep your game from flopping around. So you'll just take the basic concept of that and apply it to much smaller Game Boy Advance games. That's all I can think of. If you guys have any questions, comments, let me know. Anyway, I will see you later.